Okay, I've got the recording started. So, okay, team, first of all, I want to introduce our good friend. Her name is LeeSa Rabb Atkinson. Uh, we did a Zoom call with LeeSa, a little over 2 years ago. You remember that one, LeeSa?
I do.
And I believe she was a gold ambassador. So, you guys, LeeSa has turned emerald in the last year. So, let's all give her a high five. Congratulations for turning emerald there. And so anyway, LeeSa can go more into this once I turn it over to her. But we were talking with LeeSa today, and she said that she had quit Plexus once, and then she got started again, and then she almost quit a second time. But then she started thinking about it, and she realized that how important it was to focus on the business side of it. So after she started doing that, her business has grown in the last couple of years. Like I say, she turned emerald last year. So also I want to say congratulations to LeeSa because she has been on the leaders board for the top leaders board for the most enrollments. So congratulations on that. And so anyway, but it's what I'm going to do, LeeSa. I'm going to turn it over to you. Just kind of tell us, where you're from, a little bit how you got started with Plexus, and just talk your heart out. The team, we want to hear your story, hear what's going on with you. So it's all yours. And I may
Excellent.
interact here and there too. So
Good. Please do. Excellent. And yeah, if you guys have questions, I know there's like a feature you could raise your hand. Do not do that because it freaks me out. I'm so serious. I had a Zoom last night with my team and they were raising their hand. I'm like, you guys are creeping me out. Just take yourself off mute and ask the question. I'm like, what's happening? And finally, one of them said, we're raising our hand. I was like, why do these little things keep popping up? So if you have, you want to chime in, feel free at any point. Just unmute yourself and then mute yourself back when you're done so that we don't have background noise and all that.
Yeah, here's something that we've been doing. We've been asking them to, post their questions in the chat box. And then after, you talk a little bit, then, we'll ask, open it up and let them ask a question or whatever. I mean, however it works best for you. If you want them to unmute or, whatever. So,
you know what, if that's okay, let me tell you why. I am like a 51-year-old old lady. Okay. And so like I have bifocals and I have to literally do this to see the chat box. And seriously, I'll be going like this and I'll go, wait, what? What did you say? So yeah, it's really awkward.
Okay.
You guys will be like, I'm so embarrassed you just did that. So yes, please, if it's not a problem, just unmute and chime on in. Unless if you feel like typing it out, you can, and you could take your chances that I'm going to be able to see it before it goes away or whatever. But whatever works, I'm here for all the things. So whatever works. All right. I will tell you this. I'm from California originally. I live in Arkansas now. I'm from California originally, and I talk super, super, super fast. Okay. So I'm going to tell you that ahead of time. I will try to slow down, but it's not very likely. So if I go too fast, just, and you need me to repeat, get in there, jump on in and be like, hey, repeat, say that again. And I can only see like 4 of us because I'm on my phone. So I can't see everybody. So if you're doing this, I will not be able to see you. So Sarah, I'm just telling you ahead of time so we can all love each other and you don't think I'm rude. I might be, but I'm not in that way. So let me jump in. I am LeeSa Atkinson. I have been doing this. I started Plexus, I think it was 2015, I want to say. And I started because I was a preschool teacher and my friend Tori, who was the director of the preschool, was walking around drinking her little pink drink. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, oh, this is Plexus stuff. I'm like, I think I've heard of that. Or I saw it like a logo on a car or something. And she said, oh, you should try it. And so I tried it and I thought, oh, it'll help me get so skinny. It'll be magic. Okay. Didn't work, but not for the so skinny, but it did help me keep my sexy. So I will take that for that. So I was like, it'll be magic. I could drink this pink drink once a week and it'll make me super skinny. Okay. I have lost about 45 or so pounds. I have a lot to go, but my husband, by the way, sorry, I'm gonna get back to the story. Last year lost 85 pounds doing Plexus.
Wow.
He decided to get in there. He was like, he was the biggest hater. He was like, we are not going to do this. And I'll get into that. Okay. So anyway, so Tori was doing that. And I said, I'll try it. So then a few months later, I asked her if she was making any money because I said, so you're selling this? And she said, well, we made $1,300 this month. Okay, you have to understand, I was working at a preschool making, I think, like $8 an hour. And we had 2 kids and, you know, a house, a dog, ministries, all the things. And I think my husband was working part-time, or he was working, but mostly ministry, which is like this much money for us. So we were like, it was one of those things, 1,300 was a lot. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. Okay. Tried Plexus, tried the business, started to ramp up a little bit. I knew nothing about what I was doing. And I mean, I knew nothing. All I knew was I got $25 if people bought a welcome pack. So I got my $25 from those welcome pack, and I legit ghosted people. I was like, okay, I don't know what to tell them, so I hope they don't contact me again unless it's to reorder. Because I knew nothing about the business, about the product. So we, you know, made a couple hundred, and then we lost all our business. We made a couple hundred, lost all our business. You know, it was that for several months. We go, yay, oh no, yay, oh no, kind of thing. And then I quit. I just stopped doing it altogether. No reason except for it didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. And I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I wasn't doing what I needed to do. I wasn't taking it consistently. So I'd lost about 8 or 9 pounds, but that was it. And I was like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I had made, you know, 100 or 2 and then nothing, then 100 or 2, then nothing. Then I think one time I got up to like 600 and then nothing. And I was like, this business doesn't work. So no hard feelings, no nothing. I'm just not going to do this anymore. So I quit. Well, I'm also very, very competitive. And my friend happens to know that about me and said, hey, there's a contest. That's all. You know, say no more, fam. Okay. There's a contest. I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, you can win $50. Do you want to be in it? I had no idea what it was about. Didn't matter. I was like, there's a contest where I can win. And then there's money that I could win. Like, that's win-win. That's like huge on 2 levels. So I said, put me in it. I had no idea what it was. It was an IPA challenge, an IPA contest, a 30-day IPA challenge. I had no idea what that was. Income producing activities, what IPA is. And I had no idea it was Plexus or anything. She put me in this group, this chat. There was about 50 of us in there, and it was a 30-day thing, and just do all the things they told us to do. I had no idea what it was. I did all the things. And at the end of the month, there was only 2 of us who were still in it. Okay. And yeah, I want that money, right? So there was like money and a notebook, and I won the money, and my friend won the notebook. This other girl who was in it won the notebook, right? No one else was in it. And so I was like, that was great. What was that anyway? She's like, you didn't get that. That was a Plexus thing. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. Oh, that was good. Well, what I didn't get for whatever reason was that more people were being driven to me, to my page, to my post, and started asking me about Plexus again. So I'm like, wow, it's been about 1.5 years, but okay, I guess I'll try it again. So I came back and I started working the business a little bit, and just, you know, still not really knowing what I was doing, but I was in it. And I was like, let's just try this. And we did that. My husband and I decided we were just in a really bad place financially. Just financially, we were just hurting for money, like you don't even know. And yeah, that's just like way too long to get into, but it was rough. And so we decided I would do this for a year. And that was in, I'm going to say 2016. And I'm going to say that was in July of 2016. We said we'd do it for a year. So by February, everything had completely tanked. Okay. Everything had completely tanked. I wasn't making any money. Yeah, we were probably making about $50 a month, between 50 and 120 a month. And I remember sitting in my car, and we're a ministry family, and I from California, my husband's family's out here. I moved out here, you know, with him. We came out here to visit, and we looked up, and we were like pastoring a church and doing all this, you know, stuff. I know, crazy me, pastor's wife, but whole other story. All right. So I know, just, it's so true though. So we ended up here. And so I remember being in my car thinking, so we really felt for our family, we had 2 small kids at the time. For our family, we really felt the right thing to do was for me to be home with the kids when the kids were home. So I worked very part-time. One of them was really little, was only in daycare like 3 days a week. And one of them was like in kindergarten or first grade or whatever. So I worked only 3 days a week for very short window outside of the home. So we made like zero money. And then, you know, my husband was making like zero money. So, that's kind of where we were. So I remember in February sitting in my car out in the garage, in the driveway rather, and just kind of, you know, I want to say that I was praying or talking to God, and I really was just complaining about everything. I was like, how could you do this to us, God? We're so poor, you know, and giving him the laundry list of why he should be blessing me and how he's not. And so I don't know if you guys had, this is how my business kind of works. And we go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, just the, you know, the holiday months, it kind of takes a dip. Well, we were on that dip and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I remember telling my husband, I said, I just don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, well, we kind of need the money. So you're gonna have to get over yourself and just make it happen. And I'm like, this is horrible. And he said, but we said we'd give it a year. Our year is up in July. Okay. August 1st, we could be done with Plexus. Well, I remember being in the car and I'm just like, God, this is just me sitting in my driveway in the car, just kind of, you know, railing to God, telling him how he could, you know, why would you do this to us? We're in the situation. We need money. I don't have anyone to help with my kids because I'm not at home. I'm in a whole other state, you know? So I don't know the people like I would in my home state to go, oh, help me with my kids. So I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? And poor me, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I don't know if you know that story where there's a guy and there's the floods are coming and the rains come, this torrential rain comes and someone drives by and says, hey, get in the car. I'm going to drive you to safety because the floods are coming and you'll drown if you don't come. And he's like, no, I'm waiting on God. God is going to save me. And so the car takes off. The rains get higher. It floods really, you know, and he's wading down in the water and a boat comes by and says, hop in. We're going to row you to safety. We're going to row you to dry land and to safety. You're going to drown. And, you know, it's flooding. He's like, don't worry. I've prayed. I've asked God to save me. You guys go right ahead. Well, the rains are so high that this guy's on top of his roof and the rains are still the floods are about to overtake him. And this helicopter flies overhead, drops down a ladder and yells down, grab hold. We're going to carry you to safety. Hold on. And he's like, no, that's okay. Go ahead. I prayed. I asked God to save me. So just go. So the helicopter takes off. The guy, of course, dies. I know it's morbid, but he goes to heaven. So yay, he dies and goes to heaven. And he's like, you know, God, what happened? I trusted you to save me. And God is like, I sent you a car. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. I sent you everything you need. All you had to do was your part, was get in, grab hold. You know, that was it. I sent you. Well, that story like flashed through my mind in about 5 seconds. And I realized God sent me everything I need. I'm complaining about what he hasn't done for me. He sent me everything I need. And I felt like the Lord was just showing me, I sent this opportunity to you twice. And this is your second time you're about to walk away from it. That's on you. And I was like, okay, if that's how it is, maybe I should really do this. So I told my husband and I'm like, okay, I really felt like that was from the Lord. And you know, if it wasn't, it wasn't, but I'm going to go all in until finish out till July. At the end of July, if nothing has changed, then we're done, you know, and then I'll know that I would have done everything that I was supposed to do. Okay. So fast forward to July of 2017, I had like ranked up to silver, ranked up to gold, had like a, you know, really good runner or two. I think I had 2 good runners with me and we were, you know, so it was good. So I was gold and we were having a good time. And I decided that that's when I knew that was for me. Now, here's the thing. I felt like I was all in. I was not all in. I felt like I was doing all the things and pouring my heart and soul into it. Looking back, I was not. I felt like I was, and I thought I was. And if you would have asked me, I'd have been like, whoa, I am doing all the things. Well, I was doing a lot of them, and I was doing a lot of them a lot of the time. I wasn't doing all the things all the time. Well, let's see. Fast forward to 2000, I'm going to say 18, middle of 2018, I decided I needed to switch things up and dig a little deeper and really concentrate on my business. Now, I know that Dawn mentioned I'd been on the leaderboard for a couple of years and it was fantastic. But I'm not bragging. I promise. I need you to hear me on this. I was on the leaderboard for a couple of years and I was not ranking up. Do you know? So there was something I wasn't doing right. Like I was, you know, getting awards and winning prizes and all that stuff, but I wasn't ranking up. And my goal was to build a sustainable business, was to build a business that could sustain me, that could grow, where I could eventually quit my day job, which, you know, I'd been doing other things since then, but whatever. And live my life and raise my kids and be in ministry and, you know, all the things. So I kind of decided, let me see what else I can do. So I kind of dug deeper and I went all the way in. I made it where this was my job. I'm like, I know I have a job where I was working 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, just drop my kids off at 8, pick them up at 3. And I would work in between, you know, between those hours outside of the home. So I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to have to get up early. So I started getting up at 5 o'clock. Between 5 and 6:30 was kind of my work time. Inevitably, at least one kid would get up with me and I was like, no, this is my time. But they would get up with me. They would climb in my lap or, you know, talk my ear off while I'm trying to work and do the things, you know, whatever the deal was. But from 5 to 6:30, that was my work time. Then I got the kids ready for school, me ready for work, went to work. My lunch hour, I decided that was my work time. So I would, instead of going out and getting away from the office, I would literally close my office door or go into the lunchroom with the lunch that I brought from home. I would eat and make phone calls. I would eat and do Zooms. I would, you know, do all that stuff for my lunch hour. After work, I would pick up my kids, and while my kids did homework, while I made supper, I was working. When everyone went to bed, I was working. And I did that for a while. It was a lot of energy, a lot of effort. I lost a lot of sleep, but I knew I would, and I got my family's buy-in ahead of time because I told them I want to do something more than this. I want to build a sustainable business. And we were doing fine on a goal. I mean, we were making pretty good money. We were making about, you know, $1,800, $2,000 a month as a gold is pretty good money. But what's better than that is emerald money, you know? And I was like, I want to be able to do this and really do this. And, so I went all in, did the things, lost the sleep, made the sacrifices and all that. And then in 2020, I decided, okay, I'm doing everything I know how to do. And I'm still not growing. Like, what am I not doing wrong? And I was talking earlier, I think, to Greg about this, Dawn, about how I felt like I finally cracked the code. And the code cracker was I started to sell the business. And the way this is the honest truth. I was talking to my diamond upline and we were talking about probably every day at that point. And I was just like, I'm really getting frustrated because I feel like I don't know. And I asked a lot, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And I was serious. What am I? And she's like, nothing. You're just, you know, do this and do that. But I'm like, I'm already doing that. And I remember saying to her, if something doesn't change this year and I'm finishing out this year, and if nothing changes this year, I'm going to quit and I'm going to sell jewelry. I'm just going to sell jewelry and have some fun and do whatever because I can sell anything. And if this isn't working for me, then I'm going to go sell something different. And she was like, you're right. You can sell anything. Sell the business. And I was like, what? She was like, sell the business. Why are you not selling the business? I'm like, I am. She's like, you're not. And I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I totally had an attitude, hung up. I was like, I'm not talking to her again. I don't think I talked to her for like 3 or 4 days. And I started to think about it. And I was like, I'm not selling the business. That was about February. Okay. Let me just make sure that was a year ago. In February, February had 29 days last year. The February 28th, I had 70 points. Okay. February 28th, I had 70 points. Well, I'm like, how am I trying to be a gold and I can't even re-rank? Okay. And I'd not re-ranked several times. So that wasn't a big deal, but I was just like, no. And so I'm a little competitive. So I was like, yeah, I have to re-rank. So, but the 28th, I had 70 points. So by the, 29th, I think I ended that month with 110 points. So I got a few more, which was great. So here's where it starts to get good. I started selling the business. I started literally talking to people about the business opportunity, about, you know, what we could do. And it wasn't just me talking about it. It was, I gave them a clear plan. First, we would do this. Then we would do this. Then we would do this. Then you would have money. And it was kind of that kind of where it wasn't just me going, hey, let's do this. It was let me cast vision for you. And I started casting vision for people. And I think in March, I ended with 170 points. I'd never gotten past 120 points my whole Plexus career. So I got to 170. In April, I went senior gold. Yeah, I think in April I went senior gold. And then in May, I went ruby and senior ruby. And then in June, I went emerald. Now, I'm saying that not to be like, look at me. I want you guys to get this. I was at 70 points in February. In June, I was over 1,600 points. On a dime, you guys, things can change. On a dime, they can change. And they did, you know? Right. So I want to encourage you guys, wherever you are in your journey, remember, it can change on a dime. Sell the business, talk about the business, cast vision and people who've been doing this a while, we tend to have lost our vision. You know, there was a minute where I'm just like, and I talk about this a lot, especially when I do lives. I talk about that my family and we just basically forgot how to dream. There was no point to dreaming. We were just happy to be barely keeping our head above water. So why dream past that? Let's be happy with keeping our head above water. You know, we started to dream again. You know, and now we're going for our dreams, you know, and it's so the people who've been here a while and maybe have, you know, kind of lost their dreamer or forgotten the vision or don't even remember how to cast a vision, it's still in you. It's still there. You can still do this. Remember your why. Remember what you wanted to do. Remember when you had these high and lofty goals that now you've talked yourself down from. Forget that talk down. Get back out there. Get back out there with those goals. Share your vision with every person you come in contact with. Even if they're like, I never want to sell. I'm like, fantastic. Neither did I. Let me tell you how this works, you know, because you are going to get a lot of people who say, no, thank you. I still don't want to. But imagine when you get that one or that two or those three people who are like, I see it. I see the vision too. And they want to go with you. You guys, it's so much more fun running with people. It's so much easier when you got a group of you rowing instead of you're just rowing yourself. So anyway, that's kind of my story. I'm trying to give you the Reader's Digest version because, you know, I will talk forever, but that's kind of my story right there. And it's seriously, it was from the end of February to the end of June. Is that March, April? That's 4 months, you guys. 4 months. I went up like 1,400 points.
Okay. So
you can do that.
Okay. So I've got something.
Yes.
Because today when we were talking back and forth, or you and Greg were talking back and forth, I was in the car listening. They were like, ching. They had a really good conversation, guys. Very good conversation. But anyway, so you told us about how important it is, customer service. Customer service is the key. So that's one thing that, like, for instance, I'm yelling. I better quit yelling. I forgot we have neighbors. But anyway, so that's one thing that, you know, that we try to do. We go out of our way to, you know, to help our team, you know, except for when we're sleeping, you know, but I mean, otherwise we go out of our way to help our team. You know, we talk to our team, letting them know how important it is to, you know, follow up. So kind of tell us your thoughts on, you know, when you were talking about customer service, how important that is.
Okay. Customer service is so key. Here's the deal. I was, and I swear to you, I know you guys don't know me and it sounds like I'm bragging. I'm not. I'm really embarrassed by this. So hear me on this. I was like the #1 recruiter for 2 years in a row. Here's the thing about that. In the company, in the whole company, all of Plexus, here's the thing with that. I still wasn't ranking up. Okay. And the reason for that is because that's why I'm like embarrassed by that. It's like, wait, what? And people were like, how are you not ranking up? I'm like, I know. I don't know. But the bottom line was I was a one and done person. I would get that $25 or whatever it was when they signed up. And I was like, yes, really excited about that and got them excited about it. And then I wouldn't follow up. I mean, or I would, you know, do the, hold on, sorry. I think my battery's trying to die. I would do the whole, hey, how's it going? It's going good. All right, that sounds great. And then hope and wish that they ordered again, or call them and say, you ready to order? And they'd be like, no, not really. And I'd go, okay. And that would be it, kind of thing. Or no, I didn't really like the slim. And I would say, okay. And that would be it. I would lose so much business. So, and I told my team this last night. We had a team Zoom, and I told them, I said, imagine if you get, and did I tell you, I might've told you guys this too. Imagine if you sign up 10 people in 1 month. All right. And you don't do very good customer service. So 2 of them stay and 8 of them lose. 8 of them go away. And then you imagine you sign up 10 people the next month, don't do very good customer service with them either. So 8 of them leave, 2 of them stay. Okay. Then imagine you sign 10 more up the next month, 8 of them leave, 2 of them stay. You've had 3 months and 6 people are now in your downline. 6 people, 3 months where you've recruited 10 people each. That was kind of what was going on with me. Only 2 of them didn't stay. It was more like 1, right? So now flip flop that to where you're calling them before they get the products going. I'm really excited. Let me know when you get the products. Then you're calling them again to say, hey, I think you should get them today. Did you get them yet? Then you're calling them to say, okay, make sure if it's Joyelle, make sure you send me that bare face close-up picture that you have. I want it. I won't post it. I won't share it, but I want to keep it because we're going to do this again in another couple weeks. Or you're going to call them and say, okay, did you take your slim this morning? When are you taking it? When are you taking the other stuff? How did you like the taste? Okay, tell me about that. So what do you mean you didn't feel any energy from it at all and you took it? Okay, finish out this week, take it at the same time. And if you don't do anything, if you don't feel it, then we'll flip flop it and you'll take it at the end of the evening instead of the morning. Like if you imagine you doing that with every single person. And I mean, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the energy, you're letting them know that they're not just a purchase. They're not just, here's my money. Okay, thanks, bye. You're making sure, did I set you up with the right products? Wait, you don't like this at all? Okay, no problem. Stop what you're doing. I have told a million people before when they're like, I just can't get in. I can't take all the pills and the drink. I'm like, do me a favor, take your pills and put them in a cabinet and close it up. Don't look at those again. Talk to me about your pink drink. And they're like, I really love it. I'm like, okay, let's finish it out. Finish out the month. Can you take that every day? I love it. Let's do the pink drink. Let's not talk about those anymore. Because here's the thing. If they're feeling the pressure of I can't take it all, then we didn't set them up right. You didn't set them up right. And that's on me. And I tell them that's on me. I didn't get with you to figure, are you comfortable taking supplements every day? Can you take them? I have told many a person when they're like, I want to do the weight loss products. I'm like, great. Will you take these every day? When they go, I'm pretty good. I take them 3 or 4 days a week. I'm like, how about you get the skincare instead? Because I'm like, you're not going to do this right. It's not going to be a good purchase for you. You will have felt like you wasted your money. I will feel awful because I'll have an unhappy customer. That's lose-lose. So let me set you up with the win. You just want to give me your money. I'm happy to take it, but I'm not going to do it with something you're not going to be happy with. Right. If you're not going to commit to this, that's no problem. I'm not going to beat you down for that. Let's try something that you're going to love. And then we can add stuff in down the line once you fall in love with Plexus kind of thing. So imagine that same scenario where you sign up 10 people, you give some killer customer service and you keep 8 of them. You lose 2, but you keep 8. Imagine the next month you sign up 10 more, you keep 8 again. The next month you sign up 10 more, you keep 8 again. That same 3-month period, bad customer service gave you 6 people, good customer service gave you 24. Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
So it's the follow-up, it's the how do you like it? When someone tells me I really don't like the taste of Slam or whatever it was they bought, I'm not, normally I swap it out. Okay, do you not like it? Let me get you the other kind. Let's try that. Do you like that better? And if they're just like, I just don't like it, whatever. Okay, let me get you 2 bags of Active. Swap it out with me. If they're just like, I don't like the drink, whatever, and they're ready to reorder and they're like, I was going to reorder, but I don't really like it. This is my line for that. Fantastic. I was hoping you would try the Joyome anyway, and I didn't want to try to double book you and give you 2 costs. So let's hold off on that stuff. Let me send you some Joyome. You will love it. Boom. You are going to have a happy customer. Okay. Believe you me, you're going to have a happy customer. Right. They were going to spend that money most likely anyway, but then they're like, I don't really like it. So I'm kind of thinking I'll do something else with the money. Excellent idea. And have I got the right answer for you? And the customer service changes everything. I told my team this last night. that we have a Walgreens and a CVS very, very close to my house. Lots of Walgreens and like one CVS. I will not go to Walgreens out here. I will not. It's on an easier, better side of the street to get to. It has, their employees are closer to my age than, younger. And to me, that just makes me feel like, and it's probably all in my head, but it makes me feel like they have more of a vested interest. It's my old lady vibe kicking in, and all the things that I want, but their customer service is horrible. I always go to CVS every single time, even if it's going to cost me $2-3 more for whatever. I'm like, nope, not going there. Even if the street is blocked off, but I can go right into Walgreens, I'm like, then we'll take the long way and spend an extra 10 minutes driving, because we are not going to Walgreens. I will pay for good customer service. Remember, our customers are like that too. They are like that too. So you cannot sustain build and sustain a business if you're not getting repeat orders and if you're not getting referrals. And you will not get repeat orders and you will not get referrals if you're not giving good customer service. That's kind of a foundation, that if you give good customer service, your people are going to love you. Even if they don't like the products, they're going to call you and trust you and go, I don't really like this. And is there something, instead of saying, I don't like it, I'm done, they're going to go, I didn't really like this. Am I doing it wrong? Is there something I should do? And it's not working like you said it would work. Is there something else? They're going to trust that you're going to do the right thing. And you're going to say, you know what? Then that's not the thing for you. What time of day are you taking it? Where, do you want to swap it up? And if they're just like, I don't really know, then I'm like, no problem. Hold on to that, or send it to me. What do you want? I'm going to send you something else. Let's swap it out. What if they won't answer? Okay. I can't read that. What if they won't answer you when, what was the last part? I'm so sorry, you guys. It disappeared.
Answer you when you contact them.
Okay, there's going to be some people where that happens, where people just ghost you completely.
Yep.
Okay, I am a huge proponent of no means not right this second, but try again later.
Yeah.
That's, to me, I'm a huge proponent of, if people say no, that means I haven't shown them the value of it. No, you can't get offended by the no's or the ghosts. When you're like, really? I know you read that chat. I just saw that it said read, and now you're not going to answer me. Okay, you can get offended if you want, but I don't. I'm just like, that's fine. They just don't see the value in it. I wait a few days or a week or whatever, and I always send a before and after of whatever combo that I'm trying to get them to get. I send a before and after later, and I'm like, hey, have you seen this yet? And just leave that there, because now you open the door for them to say yes or no or nothing. And then you can send another one in a few days. And then when we inevitably have a brand new special coming up, you can say, okay, here's the deal. I don't know what's going on with you right now, but this is what we can get this for. Are you ready to reorder? People will come back. They will come back, especially if you're doing your part. And there will be some people who will just ghost you. I've had people tell me, don't ever contact me about Plexus. Ever bust me out on Facebook. If LeeSa would stop posting about Plexus, I was like, that's lovely. But you know what? They're actually on my team now. So not real worried about that kind of stuff.
Right. Yep.
I actually have a husband and wife team now, the people that were doing all that. So you just gotta kind of understand that sometimes that happens, and sometimes people will ghost you and they won't answer. Just lay off for a few days, send them a before and after. Just, have you seen this? I don't know if you've seen this, but have you seen this? That's it. Not buy it, not how about now, not how about now. You're saying how about now when you're sending them the before and after. And then wait maybe a week and send them another one. Have you seen this one? Something that will make them go, wow, not just something they've seen before, or not something that you have to look for, because people have done that to me where they send me something. I'm like, I don't see the difference in this before and after. Why would you send this to me? This does not make me want to buy your product at all. So something that will make them go, wow. And then when something good comes up, you can say, hey, I know you've seen those before and afters that I sent you, but I didn't know if you knew that this is what's going on with us right now. You can get these products for this amount, or I'm having a really good deal. I'm giving $5 off, or whatever your deal is, to kind of, spark their interest again. That's what I do.
Yeah. And then say sometimes is what we'll do too, is like, if we've talked to them about Plexus or whatever, and then, we haven't talked to them and we're doing a follow-up, sometimes we'll just go on their Facebook page, look and see what's going on with their life. if they've got a new grandchild or something like that, then we'll start the conversation with, hey, just saw that, you have a new grandchild. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to check to see how you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Get the conversation going. And then we work our way into, talking about, like everything that we have on our notes that we talk to them about. So sometimes we kind of do that, go that route. But I love the route about the before and after. So now one thing that I wanted to ask you too is like, for instance, like as you're growing a team, and you talked about, customer service, how do you keep up with everybody? Do you have like a spreadsheet, like when they join, when to follow up? How do you go about keeping up with all that? Is there?
I am going to be like your worst nightmare right now because it's all right here. Like, seriously, I am not that person. I even bought like an organizer, and I think I paid like, $48 for this organizer, which I'm like, what? It's literally still sitting with one page used on it. And I really choose the page. I prefer, my version is like sticky notes. If I can put sticky notes, and I like to write everything on them and put them everywhere. And then when I'm done, I take it and I throw it away. That makes me so happy. And I know that's crazy disorganized, but that's how it works for me. But honestly, I live in my back office. I am in my back office probably 6 or 7 times a day, at least.
Yeah. At least, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I just kind of go by my back office, what it says. And so I use my back office. I use like a piece of paper that I kind of keep note who I'm going to reach out to, who I reach out to, and I cross it off that way. That's my thing. I don't have like a filing system. Seriously, I'm the worst. But my disorganization works for me. And I use my messenger and my text because I communicate with everyone via messenger or text. And so I can scroll through and go, who did I talk to? What did I talk about? When do I need to, touch base with them again? So every single day I'm doing that. I spend quite a bit of time doing that. That's kind of my system. And so far it's, I know there's a better system. I just don't know what it is right now.
Okay. Okay.
I just don't do it. Sorry.
That's okay. Hey, because one thing that when I'm doing Zoom calls with people, I explain to them, like my system, because I mean, I don't have a notebook, but I mean, I have like a folder that I have like sheets of paper, and I put down the date, I put down their name, what we talked about, everything. Then, if they join as an ambassador, then I write down that they joined as an ambassador on the date, then I put that in my ambassador folder. But if they haven't done anything, they're in my, my follow-up folder where I, do follow-ups or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, so that's how I keep up with mine. And then when I do a follow-up, I put down the date, what we talked about, or, if they got back with me or if they didn't get back with me or, so that way that's how I keep up with mine, because I can't keep it all in here, girl. There ain't enough room up here to
Okay,
I like your system though. That's great.
Yeah. But
so I have a question real quick. So first off, when you started talking about, or you started telling us the joke, number one, for some reason, and I don't know if it's been a long day or whatever's going on in our world, but first off, you were talking about being in your car and, getting frustrated. Then all of a sudden, I must have missed like 3 sentences, because then you start talking about there was a huge flood, and then you're trapped in your car, then you're on your roof. I said, oh my God, because all the weather it's going on, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with her? But anyway, so, I'm a teacher, and of course that's my main income. And I know that I have a potentially huge network, but two obstacles that I think I'm doing okay with, but I'm trying to work through. One of them is obviously the male-female type barrier. So in other words, like I can't go up to a female teacher, even if I'm comfortable with them, and say, hey, I'm of course, a lot of people know I'm with Plexus, but like it's almost like I don't want them to think that I'm coming to them with Plexus because solely of weight management. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you get sensitive people and they get offended. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
what's a good segue when a male approaches a female? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would go with the business.
Okay.
Honestly, I would say just, hey, you should do plexus with me. I would start there, and then have them go, well, what is it again? And where there's products for gut health, there's products for weight management, there's products for skincare, which are, and there's products for energy, all kinds of things. But the business opportunity is fantastic. If you want to try something, tell me, what's your jam? What are you looking for the most? And go from there. I would not say weight management first. You're absolutely right about that, because, as women, we're like, what are you trying to say? But I'm so serious too. So serious right there. Yeah. And if anyone says they're not like that, they're lying. That's what we're like. If you say to me, we have weight management, I'm like, you just call me fat. Okay. So, but if you say we have skincare, we have gut health, we have weight management, we have this, then I have the opportunity to go, wait, weight management? Really? And it's my idea. See how that works? Right. So yeah, but I would definitely go with, hey, you should do plexus with me. Have you tried any of the stuff yet? And if they're like, well, I don't need to lose weight. Nobody said anything about losing weight. There's gut health. There's weight loss stuff. Yeah, but there's gut health. Right. There's skincare. Have you tried the skincare? Yeah. And the business opportunity is crazy. You should do this with me. That's how I start most of my conversations. You should do like, driving down the street, if I see somebody I know, I'm like, hey, you need to do plexus with me. I'm gonna call you later. And they're like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, and I had an opportunity. I had one of the teachers, we were talking, I co-teach with her, and I brought up because she asked me what I was drinking. Of course, it always helped to what I call drink on the job. And she had said, and she's a little bit she mentioned she wanted to work with weight management. But of course, I started about MetaBurn, and all that stuff. And then I mentioned about the slim drink. And as soon as I mentioned the slim drink, she heard slim and she shut down for a little bit, because, the name of the drink, and you have a sensitive person. So what I try to do is try to, talk about slim, but add in MetaBurn or the triplex in the same sentence. So it's not like, hey, why don't you try slim? And they're like, what you talking about? You know what I mean? So
can you call it the pink drink?
Call it your pink drink.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay.
That's what I do. I'm
pink.
Like, you gotta try this pink drink. And if you have an extra one, just give her one in a bottle of water. Try this. Just put this in there and drink it. We'll talk about it later. Tell me if you like it.
Seriously, that's a good idea. I love it.
That's a good idea. And the second hang up, it's not a huge hang up, but I know a lot of people are sensitive about it, and I try to work around it, is for them to put their social down. And I know a lot of them, like for instance, one of my siblings, and he owns his own business, and that type of thing. And he's like, I don't feel comfortable giving my social. Why do I have to give my social? So I explained to them that, if you become an ambassador, and the social is solely because if you make a certain amount of money, you have to at the end of the year claim that, blah blah blah. But what kind of other suggestion can I say when it comes down to them putting their social down?
Okay, so first of all, my brothers won't give me his social either. So there's that. Okay, he's crazy. He's like, I'm not giving my social. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, I'm not. I'm like, fine, I'll get your wife's. But so I mean, there's that one thing. I'm like, whatever, I'll get your wife. I don't care. One of you guys is gonna be an ambassador. I don't care which one of you. So I mean, the other thing. Let me just say this: the more comfortable you are asking for the social, the easier it's going to be for people to give it to you. When when all I did was sell to customers and not ambassadors, because I was like, I don't know how to ask for and when I asked for their social, I was like, so I'm going to need your social. And people were like, why are you so shady? You're not getting my social. But when you know that you're doing it for, whatever reason you're doing it, if it can roll off your tongue like butter, then they're going to be more like, okay, why again? So I tell people exactly what you tell them. I'm like, here's the thing. And I ask for, this is what I'm going to need. Because I normally sign people up. I normally say, send me your info and I'm doing it for you. Because otherwise I get 15 calls about what do I put here? And then forget it. I didn't do it because it got too hard. I'm like,
Right.
no, send me all your info. And I tell them, send me your name, your address, I have your name, you know, your address, your phone number, your birthday, your social, and then whatever debit or credit card you want to use. And for their social, I put in for a little cute little parenthetical aside. I say, don't worry, we don't run your credit. We don't pull your credit. We don't sell your information. It's a wholesale account, which means, and so here's the thing also, when I'm talking to these people, I say the word wholesale about 8 million times.
Okay.
Wholesale, wholesale, wholesale. That way, when they get my text or my message saying, this is what I need, and by the way, it's because it's a wholesale account, they've already heard that. So they're like,
Okay.
oh, she did say that. And because it's a wholesale account, you can earn cash back on even your own products. Anything you buy over a certain amount, you're going to earn some cash back on. You can keep it or just let it accrue and use it as discounts. If you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and order a whole bunch of stuff and get over $600 worth of cash back, Plexus sends you a 1099. That's the law. Right. That's it. All it is. Okay. And most people go, okay, my social is 542-132-555 or whatever, right. You know? So 99% of my people totally take that and just say, you know what? That's great. Let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So my next question or next thing is, okay, in the past year, what have you and your team done to create the massive growth? Do you guys have like events? Do you have like a customer page? Like for instance, with us, we have like we have our ambassador team page. We also have like a customer page where we do events once a month. So what do you and your upline do to create the massive growth? What kind of things do y'all do?
Okay, so my upline does not really do that much stuff with me. That's just not her style. My diamond upline is amazing, and her style is just exactly like mine. My what is she? She's my emerald. We're both emerald. My emerald upline is, her style is more hands off unless you ask for it, which is perfectly fine. That's just her style. So she's not real in it with me, like, hey, let's do this together. That's just not her jam necessarily, which is fine. Not dissing that at all, because I don't play well with others. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm a little controlling, and I don't play well with others very often when that's concerned. So I'm like, that's not, I want to do it this way. So I totally am not mad at that at all. So pretty much I kind of had, this is what I do. And it's not always, you know, I'm not saying it all, I do the right thing and all the different things. I have a team page. I have a customer page. My customer page is really, because I know a lot of people who purchased from me in the past have unfollowed me because I post a lot about Plexus, but I still want them to get my Plexus information. So I have them on the page, you know, and they'll follow me on Instagram, but I have them on the customer page, so they still find out when we have new products. They still find out when we're doing a sale. They're still, and that works perfect for that. And then I have a team page. I have a couple of different chats going too with a couple of different groups of people. Okay. Like for example, we have a success sprint chat going right now for the people who are like, I want to try to do this. I really want to do it. Not for the people who are like, yeah, I think I'll do that. They don't get on my success sprint chat. They just don't, because that energy is contagious. I want the people who are going, wait, what? We can win what? I'm ready. What do I need to do? I want those people. And those are the people I have on a chat, right? Because that energy is contagious. If you're a looky-loo, you can't get on my chat. You can't just hang out. That energy is contagious as well. I want everyone on there who's chiming in, participating, asking questions, cheering each other on. So I have that little chat going. I have another chat going that I started last year in April when I was trying to push for senior gold. I'm like, if anyone wants to push with me, let me know. And I had about 20 people go, I want to do it. I want to do it. So I have a chat going there, and that one kind of ebbs and flows, but I kept that one open. And so on these different chats though, I do a lot of incentives. I do a lot of internal contests, and on my team page, I do, you know, big internal contests as well. So I probably at any given time during the month have about 2 or 3 different contests and incentives going at the same time. And just because, for my team at least, I found that they react to different things. Like me, I'm very like, I love competition. And especially if there's a prize that involves cash, I'm like, boom, baby, it's on. Some of my teams like competition, but they're like, but I don't want to feel like I'm just chasing money. I'm like, you're crazy. So if I give, prizes, they're down with that. Some people just really get excited about the group factor and the community. And so they get on board with that. So I have a lot of different, a lot of different plates spinning in that area. And it seems to have been really, really helpful as far as keeping people involved and engaged and excited, because we're always like, hey, what are we doing now? And they're all involved in our team points goals, So like if I have a certain thing that I want to do, a certain goal that I want to hit or whatever, we call it the team thing. And we do a countdown to see how close we can get, to whatever it is. And it tends to work so far, at least.
Okay. So how do you stay motivated in the business? For instance, like, Greg and I, we try to stay motivated every day. We've been trying to stay motivated for 8 years. We don't let nothing get in our way. We just, we know we love Plexus, so we're going to plug away. We're going to let nobody get in our way. But we talk to our team members every day. We do, live calls sometimes once or twice a week. So, and people like you and other ambassadors inspire us. So, what keeps you, or, how do you stay motivated in the business,
Honestly, I think so. It's like you, I believe in the business. I know the business model works, and I know what I want for my family, and I've seen what it's done so far, and so for me, I believe in the business model. If I believe in it, then I believe that I should be going wholeheartedly after it, and you can't let the little piddly things get in your way. All those things are distractions. All the things are distractions. Well, how come this person didn't do that? That's a distraction. Well, how come it's a distraction? What that will cloud everything. Decide where you want to go and go there, and don't stop until you get there. That's kind of what I do. And I'm excited. I believe in the business. I love everything about it. I happen to have the time of my life at this business. I really think if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. If you are more frustrated than you are excited, you're doing it wrong. Backtrack, step back, and ask for help, finding the joy in it. Because even if you don't hit your goals every single month, and I don't hit my goals every single month, my team doesn't hit their goals. I just had a phenomenal runner. I mean, fantastic, drop off the face of the earth and take her 400 points with her. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? That's okay. That just meant this wasn't for her anymore. Right. She wasn't supposed to be on my team anymore. And I have to believe that. And guess what? I just found someone last month who came on and went fast start gold and is kicking it, and to replace her. And I'm like, this is how this business works. And for me, I have the time of my life. I love helping, some of these ladies and gentlemen who really need the income. I love helping them to be able to create another source of income for their family. I love it when they rank up. I get excited about them when they call me going, oh, I have a customer and they're thinking about doing it. And, they're not used to getting the yeses. I love all that. So for me, I just have the time of my life and believe in the business, believe in the products. And I'm like, let's just go.
Okay. Perfect. Love it. Okay. So, this is kind of a question about when you turned Emerald. So when you turn Emerald, you earn the Emerald pool, of course. Mm-hmm. So what was it like when you saw your first paycheck after you got that Emerald pool? How exciting was it? Because we can't wait to but anyway, just kind of,
it's crazy. It was absolutely insane because not only do you think about the points that you get, but then you either get the car allowance or the lifetime bonus or whatever it is. So we took the lifestyle thing. And then you get the Emerald pool depending on, what it is. And I think between the lifestyle bonus and the Emerald pool, and the amount we got for points, it was insane. It was just, I could not believe that I had a check that large. I seriously, my husband and I were like, what in the world is happening?
Right.
So it was just a huge blessing, very much like to me, I felt like validation almost, because I had, you know, given up so much sleep and told my family, I know you're going to want to talk to me sometimes and you want mommy, and mommy has to work. And, you know, and they were all on board with it, with the thought of it. But when it actually came down to it, it was a little hard for my kids sometime to understand why I can't just come and hang out with them for 2 hours like I would normally do. And I'm like, I can't. This is my time to hang out with you. Between this time and this time, I have to work. And they're like, but that's not what our life is supposed to be like, you know. And I had those struggles for a good year, you know.
Right.
So for me, it was like, this is why we did this. And then I was able to quit my job, which I kept telling them, if you let me do this, I will have more time with you. I'll be able to quit my job and be home with you. And so I did. So praise God.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see, a couple more questions here. Okay, for instance, when you are getting new ambassadors, I mean, can you share with us your secret about, I mean, do you reach out to people, or, I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I
tell us kind of how you do, something that you do to reach out to people, or, you know.
Okay. Hey, you should do this with me. That's normally how I do it. Hey, you totally should do plexus with me. Let me tell you how much I made last month. Like, for people that I know, that's exactly what I say, you know. And sometimes, so because of where I am, sometimes my income is scary, you know, for people. They see it and they're like, I can never make that. So what I try to do, honestly, is find someone that we know, and I'm like, let me tell you what so-and-so made last month, you know, because if it's, you know, a good $500 is something that people can get on board with. Wait, what? Yeah, they made $500 and they just barely started, you know. And this month they're on track to make about $2,500, you know. You should try this with me. Come on, $90, pony it up. Let's go. Let's see what happens, you know. And I mean, that's, I 100%, that's how I get people. That's how I approach them, because I mean, that's real life. That's what they're going to get when they talk to me anyway. So I might as well, you know, just be me. That's what they're going to get. So I reached out to a girl today and said, hey, you should totally, she's already taken the products. And I'm like, you should totally do this with me. You've been taking the products for 2 months. I know how much weight you lost because I'm hosting a weight loss group. And I'm like, and I know that you're crushing it. I know you love these products, and I know you could use this money. Let's go. And she was like, okay, tell me, what do I got to do? I mean, that was right before I jumped on this call. So I'll follow up with her later. But
Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay, awesome. Okay, how do you share on social media, and also do you use Facebook stories?
I do Facebook stories wrong. I do Facebook stories and Instagram stories completely wrong. I am the worst with technology. I share on social media like crazy, probably too much for some people, but it's just, I do what I do. It is what it is, you know. And I share a lot of before and afters, because I think those are important. That's most of my business, honestly, is from Joyome. That when we introduced Joyome, that was a game changer for me. Yes. It changed my business. And that's what I do. So yeah, I do use stories, but I'm like 99% sure I do it wrong, really.
Okay, perfect. Let's see, the last question, and then I've got one thing that I want you to talk to people about real quick, but yes. Share your future goals and your plans on, you know, getting to Diamond. And so, because I know you have a goal to reach Sapphire this year. Did you go somewhere? Did you go away? Did she go away? Uh-oh, we lost her.
My screen said that she left, so maybe she accidentally popped out.
Uh-oh.
You might let her back in if she tries.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see her popping in yet. Uh-oh. We'll give her a second.
Can we do some drawings in the time being?
Yeah. Let's see. What can I
The
give
hat you're
away?
wearing.
I can give away a bottle of water. I went and bought water today. I bought 32 packs. So the first 32 people that say I want water gets a bottle of water. No, it's cheap. So where'd you go, Lisa? Where are you at? Maybe she's trying to find the link in her chat box. Okay, well. Maybe her phone or whatever she was on with kaploop. Okie dokie. Okay, does anybody have anything they want to say while we're sitting here waiting for a few more minutes or?
I actually do. I kind of have a question that I'd like to hear a lot of the speakers answer just because I'm curious. So maybe it could be on your list, general list of questions.
Okay.
I'm just curious how, like she and the guy from last week, how do they determine if the person is going to sign up as an ambassador or a customer?
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
I feel like sometimes I've wasted my time signing somebody up as an ambassador. It really just wanted to be a customer.
Right.
They didn't want all the extra, just wanted to be a customer. And I really, so I have like a lot of ambassadors that are just doing nothing. They did for like a few months, and definitely not that I didn't follow up, like I big on follow up, but they just didn't continue. So then I feel like, well, now you're just kind of taking up space. You really should have just been a customer for a month or two, you know?
Right.
And
right.
maybe if they were a customer, I feel like just maybe if they would have signed up with something less committal,
Right.
then they wouldn't have felt the pressure and just ghosted me, you know? So just curious about moving forward, some of the people that speak to us, how do they decide?
Okay. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah. Here she is. I think she's back on. Are you there? Where'd she go? I saw
She's
her.
muted.
I thought I admitted her. I hope I didn't deny her. I thought I hit admit.
Hi, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Sorry, my battery died.
That's what I said. I said, I bet her phone died or something.
It did. I was like, what just happened? And I went, no. So I'm so sorry. Okay.
Huh.
Where were you? My bad.
Okay. Let's see, the last question before we close, but I mean, there's one other thing after this, but what are your future goals and plans, moving forward? I know you said, in our talk today that, you're going to try shoot for Sapphire this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's exactly it. My short-term, if you will, goals are I really want to hit Sapphire this year. I'm really going to try, God. I'm going to try. So that's my goal. My long term is I want to hit diamond, and I want to, I want to hit diamond. Yes. More than that, I want to help raise up some other people as well. I just think first of all, I don't think you're going to sustain a business if you're a diamond and no one else is rising with you. Also, that's just not kind of how I roll. I'm more like, let's go. Let's all go. Let's all go. Doesn't have to be me. Let's all go.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's long-term goal is I really want my people. I want to help my people really build something that's sustainable for them as well.
Exactly. Yeah, we all want that for sure. Okay, so the last thing is, what advice do you have for new people on our team, and then people that have been here, like a long time, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? So kind of give us some advice on, what is some final advice.
Okay. I think it would be the same advice to both people is, just do all the things, you know, really, really evaluate if you are doing all the things, you know, if you're coming out of your comfort zone. Work this business like a job, because this is really the only job that I know of that we can give ourselves a raise, you know, and work this business like you can give yourself a raise, and then work this business like you deserve a raise. Because when I call it working for the man. When I worked for the man at my other job, before I quit, I knew that when it was time for an evaluation, I knew what she was going to be evaluating me on. I knew, you know, and I was good at my job. I was really good at my job, but I knew that, oh, wait, in the next couple months, she's going to be probably giving me a raise. Boy, I stepped it up. I was like, no, I'm not getting there right on time. I'm getting there a few minutes early. And no, she's not going to have to remind me to do A, B, and C. That's going to be done, you know, kind of thing. And my advice would be, work this job the same way. You know, I knew I had to put in work hours to get it done. I gave up sleep for that. I mean, I don't necessarily recommend giving up sleep for people if you're just like, I cannot do that. But for me, I can do on a few hours of sleep anyway. But for me, I was like, you know what? I have to sacrifice short term for what I want long term. And I think that would be, you know, part of the advice too, is just decide what you want, decide what you're willing to do to get it, and then do it. Go get it. Work it like a job. Think of it like a job that you want to give yourself a raise at, and then work at it like you deserve your raise.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay. Well, LeeSa, we appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to be with us. Appreciate all the great information. But
Thank
anyway,
you for having me.
yeah. Does anybody have any questions real quick for her? Or?